Hello YouTube, I'm here today to talk to you about the division of NEXUS by NEXUS of NEXUS. Well, over the past couple of years, we've noticed a significant decrease in how our government not only treats us, but reacts to our own opinion, the nation's opinion, in which we all don't want more taxes and we all need money and help with our mortgages and other things and our problem. Healthcare too, of course. Now, we've been striving for years to make this country a better place, to make it more fulfilling, to fulfill the dreams of the Americans that they wanted to uphold whenever they began this country 300 years ago, as our founding fathers had wanted. But more recently, ever since the 1960s especially, there has been this conglomerate that has dictated our democracy, or as I like to say, our idiocracy, into a point of its own self-manipulation, or a way for it to manipulate by itself so other people could make money and fulfill their own political agendas with it. Which is in part why, whenever 3 to 4 days ago there was a bill that went through Congress that was going to allow people 20 to 30% decrease on their mortgages for their houses so that way they can make the payments on time. But the problem was, Congress didn't pass it, yet in 1972 they amended the Constitution to let themselves get a 20% raise increase on their own wages. Not only that, we the people have been going through such economic turmoil and hardship of times that we don't even really know which way is up anymore, and the only advisors we have to look to is our government. Now, the President of the United States is right. He is there to help. He's there to push us along and help us through our problem. Barack Obama really is the man of the hour in this situation. Now, the problem lies in, this is what the division of NEXUS is about. The problem lies within Congress. We all know it takes months, if not years, to get a bill passed. And right now, at this very moment, we are facing an economic depression unlike the one that is any economic depression that has ever been sought before. Even the Great Depression 80 years ago doesn't even amount to this because of the massive deficit that we have created, not only as a country but as a world, because of our own ideology, I guess. Well, not ours, but our government's, I should say. Now, the division of NEXUS is focused on one key aspect, the dismantling of Congress. The dismantling of Congress is a phoenix effect for direct democracy. Let me explain that. A phoenix effect is a burning of the old for a creation of the new. Direct democracy is a government that is controlled directly by the people, not Congress, not Senate, the people. Whenever our founding fathers began this country, Congress was put in place as a representation for the people, by the people, of the people. There was 2 representatives from each state of this country that would be sent to Washington and have their each state's own political ideas influenced in Washington. That way we could all have our one word say. Now, this was 300 years ago, well before the invention of computers. Now, where the nexus comes in into all this is the next generation. The next generation is able to be done now because since 1995 we've had the ability to use computers in an internet-worked and connective way to allow our country to become more included in everything and our lives to become more included. So like YouTube or MySpace, all that stuff. So if we can do that there, why can't we do it here in our own country with our own democracy and with our own political ideas? And what this would do would wind up taking Congress out of the picture and replacing it with a voting system where every person, every day or once every week, would log in under either their Social Security number or any given number that is indicated to them through reference points of their Social Security number. And then they would be allowed to vote on either the amendment to the Constitution or the law or the bill or whatever, instead of having Congress to do all this stuff for them. And Congress, not only that Congress takes at least a good $40 to $50 billion every year just to run. Okay, now don't hold me to those numbers, but I'm sure they're pretty close to that. Not only that, we would eliminate a big portion of our deficit if Congress is gone, and we also know that the president is a political puppet. Yes, he may control the most powerful country in the world, but also at the same time, he's a political puppet that is given to the American people that is controlled by Congress, which is representation of the American people, supposedly. But if we were to take Congress out of the picture, then Obama would be allowed to do anything and everything that he saw fit from the American people, just like in his website, change.gov. He wants to change the country and the way things work in the country, then he could do so properly and accordingly without any interference from political idealists with their own political agenda if Congress was removed. Therefore say that if Congress was removed, we, the American people, we the people, by the people, for the people, would be allowed to control our president for our country, for our way of believing, and the way we choose as the people to live. God bless America.